Warning: the following content contains language that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Welcome to the Let's Get Heavy podcast, your exclusive backstage pass to the realm of heavy music. Join us as we engage in conversations with amazing musicians across the metalverse. I am your host, Stevie. We are getting heavy with Hated, where we dive into their latest album, Death Effects. Before the interview starts, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported so far. But if you are not following, then please smash that subscribe button. It's completely free to do, and it helps us out greatly. Thank you, and enjoy. Guys, I want to welcome you to the Let's Get Heavy podcast, where we like to highlight bands and try and spread just a little bit of positivity throughout the world of metal. I'm Stevie, and welcome to our little corner of the internet. Joining us is, of course, Hated from Denver, Colorado. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Excellent. Got good start. Got that right. Can each member introduce yourselves, your role within the band?
My name's Jordan. I do the vocals, and I'm usually the social media guy.
Nice to meet you, Jordan.
I'm like, I hit circles and, show up when I need to.
Unless you're in the shower.
Unless I'm in the shower, which was the case.
I'm Greg. I play bass.
I'm Colton, and I play guitar.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you very much for giving up your free evening to chat with myself. But for those who may be new to discovering the band Hated, can you give us a brief history on the band, how you came to be, and the style of music you play?
Yeah, it's gotta be these two.
Go for it.
Me and Colton have known each other for a really long time, and it was like 2017-ish. He and I were both doing music-related things, but not like having anything really like steadily moving forward. He was doing like recording and stuff, and I was in a band, my first time ever as a vocalist. And we weren't making music that we wanted to make. And Colton actually had a song that needed vocals that he hit me up for. And I went over and did the vocals for that. And he had another friend there that did like the clean parts and the singing and stuff. And it went really well. And it was a cool song. It turned out really cool. We were all pretty proud of it, and me and Colton realized that moment that we worked pretty well together. So I hit him up, I don't know, a few months later and was like, hey man, I really want to make like some heavier music compared to like the stuff I've been making, and Colton was really into it. And so we wrote a song and we liked it, and then we wrote another one and
We liked it
released
more.
it. Yeah, we liked that one. I think we wrote like 2 or 3 songs, and then we released, I believe, like the second one that we ever wrote. Eventually we released the first one that we ever wrote, which was a curse to even get done. I think we re-recorded that song like 3 times.
Yeah.
First it was on 6 strings, then it was on 7 strings, and then it needed to be re-recorded because we lost everything. It was a whole thing.
8 strings.
Yeah, should have done 8 strings right after the 7 strings. But yeah, that was basically it. And we put the song online, and people seemed to like it, and we had a name and everything in the page, but we were just going to do like online based. We were just going to write music and put it on the internet and be like, hey, we wrote this and here it is. And we did that for like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we recruited these two, and now they're very much equals in the band with the rest of us. And it worked out really well. It took time, but it didn't take a lot of forcing.
Mhm.
It kind of all fell into place.
It came more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of work involved, and not to say that all of this was easy, but it feels right, and shit, we've been a band since basically 2017, but it's been the four of us for just a little over 2 years now.
Oh yeah, like just barely over 2
Mhm.
years.
Mike came in shortly
Would that
after.
be on the EP 9411? Would you say is
Yeah.
that since the 4 years have been together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually Greg joined up shortly after that EP.
Summer. After.
Yeah.
Yeah, the summer after that EP. We originally had another guitarist, Brandon, who is still a very close friend of ours. And actually, Brandon and Mike have another project, and they released a song yesterday. It's their first song, which is It Rips. It's a fucking absolute ripper.
Yeah, I listened to it on the way up.
But anyways,
It's good that he's still friends though. You know, he may not be with the band, but it's good that cause I hate messy breakups, but it's good that he's a still mates and friends at the end of the day. That's what really counts.
Yeah, really, he just had a fantastic opportunity to pursue a career he's been chasing for a long time, and it made perfect sense for him to like kind of step back from the band to focus on that, and it worked out in his favor. So,
Of course.
And then Greg joined up, and it's been the lineup ever since, and it's just been super streamlined from there, more or less.
Nice. So why the name Hated?
Jordan.
Also a question for me. So originally we had two different names that we were thinking of, which was Hated or Black Blood. And everybody said Black Blood is too close to Black Tongue. And I was like, yeah, it just didn't feel right either, but I liked it enough to roll around with it. And I ended up just doing a poll on Facebook, like, hey, what do you guys like the most? And it was really close, but Black Blood actually won that poll. And
We're just like, no, you guys are wrong.
we're like, nah, we're gonna choose hate, actually. And like Black Blood didn't really have a meaning, back then, but hated kind of does. And now it's very solidified, but it was a loosely defined name back then. But really, it's just, we talk a lot about like mental health struggles and things that every day that people deal with, regular people deal with, and in the new album, we really cover it. There's, body dysmorphia or dysphoria, whatever the word is. Imposter syndrome, suicidal thoughts, being cheated on, begging for the bare minimum from people. Like there's so many things that it's just like, this is normal everyday stuff. But in your mind, it really fucks with you. It really alters the way that you like think and act and treat others and everything. And a big part of that is your brain it becomes your worst enemy, and it tells you things that are fucked up and tells you that you suck and that you are hated and that everybody, is out to get you and this and that. And it's really, that's what it is. And that's why we say I am, you are, we are hated in a lot of the posts and stuff, because it's like, you're not alone. No one's alone in that. I'm not, and I know these guys, we all had a hand in writing all the lyrics in this new album. And Mike had a big hand in writing a good majority of a song. Same with Colton. And like every single word in the whole thing. And I know Greg, I mean, we were all there for the whole thing. And we all made sure that these words, spoke true to all four of us, but could also be applied to like anybody who's going through something similar. And that's kind of what it is. It's like, it's a way to say like you're not alone, and the things that you are going through are valid and people have dealt with. And
mad love to you guys for the mental health aspects, because that was kind of my introduction into the band. Sam, our mutual friend, introduced me to Never Better on our live Twitch stream. And you had the warning there right at the beginning. Obviously, don't watch it because it might cause some distress. But it's to raise awareness about suicide. Like I say, we're mad for mental health advocacy here at Get Heavy UK, so I couldn't speak highly enough of the band after that song, because it can never be easy to talk about those moments. And you're 100% correct. You are not alone. You are not alone. And on those Twitch streams, it sounds a little bit silly, but we end every stream for the past 4.5 years on a song. It's called, well, the band's called S Club 7. It's a teeny pop song called Reach for the Stars, but the lyrics in there, it starts off with, when you are feeling blue, I'll be there for you. You know what I mean? So that is literally what we tell people is to never be silent and just to reach out to somebody.
Hmm.
We do say a lot too, and a lot of stuff where it's like a big announcement regarding something like that. It's like if you are struggling, like you can absolutely reach out to us. Like there's been several times that people have messaged our band page, and it's like midnight, and I'm talking to somebody who's struggling through something on the band page,
Hmm.
and it's like that's why we're here. You know, we're just really, really loud therapists.
That
Wow.
is probably a genius way to explain it. That's a
And
genius way
like
to explain it.
you know, a lot of the music that we write is to turn a direct eye to the hardest parts of like the mental health struggles. It's like, hey, this happens and it fucking sucks, and we're not gonna sugarcoat it and be like, don't worry, you'll be okay. It's
Right.
like we're paying attention to the bad part. We're not brushing the bad part under the rug and focusing on the good part that comes after.
Mhm.
It's like you are dealing with this, and we have dealt with this too, and hopefully we put into words what you've been feeling, and you're not
More
alone.
power to you guys. More power to you. And the reason why we are here for this chat today is because you released a new album on the 22nd of August. Was it 22nd or was it 23rd?
22nd.
Yep. Death Effects, and you can see just on the album artwork with the person. It looks like I'm not sure of that claw and that face, but heavy. Just looking at the album cover before you listen to it, if you just look at the album cover, you know that that is going to be a heavy album to listen to. And then the title name, Death Effects, like I said, powerful. What was the central lyrical and musical inspiration for this album?
Actually, this is kind of funny because Jordan has the story behind this. So once again, another Jordan answer. But uh, ironically, I just recently met the other day a guy who was secondhand involved in that. They were like exploring like an abandoned hospital that had some they were doing some footage or some photos or something there. And so yeah, I got to hear a little bit about it. That was just kind of a fun experience, like Dave talking about it. And I was like, fuck, that was why we named the record that.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
So he's right. We were exploring an abandoned VA hospital in downtown Denver, and we weren't supposed to be there. From all the signs around the property, it sounded like it may have been government property at the time. But shortly after, we found out that that wasn't the case. So we weren't trespassing on government property, thankfully. But it had just been acquired by somebody who was rich as shit and bought it sight unseen. And it still had the signs up that said it was government property. But that's neither here nor there. We explored it before um, a bunch of people found it, basically. So before, or at least we found the morgue before a bunch of people found it. It was in pristine condition. It was like they had just cleaned it and left. Everything was in perfect shape, hardly even dusty, and it was in an abandoned hospital, so it was like lights off. You know, we were using flashlights everywhere, and it was fucking awesome. That none of this matters at all to the story. It was really cool. Anyways,
By the way,
directly in the morgue, there is the body storage room where it's like cold, draining the floor, stainless steel walls, and then on one wall there was, and all these guys have seen it, and I don't know, most people that hear this will probably know what I'm talking about. But think of like a really old school that has all these signs taped to the wall that tell you like what rooms are where, or where the principal's office is, and it's like brown and white marbled sign with the letters embossed into it. And when you carve into it, it's all white. It's one of those signs, and it just says death effects. And I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I was like, why is there a sign on the wall talking about how death affects people? And then I Googled it and realized that what that actually is just the sign that has a arrow that points over to the shelf that has the stuff that the dead people had on their possession when they came in.
Hmm.
And that really stuck with me to the point where I was like, we have to name the album this. Like that little sign, I grabbed it off the wall. Like I straight up stole it out of that fucking abandoned building. And I kept it and was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever gotten. And it hung up on my wall for a long time, and I saw it every single day. And it was just it really rang true. It was like, the album itself is loosely about this nameless person who has suffered more than they can bear, and the album itself is told from the viewpoint of like found audio on a cassette tape. Why am I even talking about the cassette tape now?
I mean,
That's what they did.
I can imagine some people is going to be asking questions. What's a cassette tape?
Right. So a cassette tape is this little thing that you used to put in the dashboard of your car, and for some reason the tape inside of it played music. But basically
The power of
the
magic.
cassette tape is the
Powered
cassette
by
tape
our
is
resident wizard.
is the found audio, basically, the death effects that this person had on them. And it's like a suicide note, basically.
But in audio form.
But in audio form.
Mm.
So each song is kind of like the things that led up to this, and the last song is like the end, basically.
And the album sort of functions as like a death effect.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So we worked backwards.
Yeah.
We were like, how could we make this work? And then, we pulled it off.
How do we turn this little $2 plastic sign into a monumental thing for our band?
Yeah, it was very cathartic, actually.
Yeah.
And there was always like a concept for that as like a follow up to our previous EP. But it kind of evolved into much more than that. Originally, it was supposed to be like kind of like the stages of grief, for each like successing release. But this one kind of turned into more. And part of that was brought on by, we ended up signing to a record label last year, and we were, I think, originally just going to do a handful of EPs, and then the guy who owned the record label was like, I want a record. So we were like, all right, well, let's write a record. But so with that, we were like, all right, well, it's got to be a little bit deeper than just like the next stage of grief. I feel like it's hard to write 10 songs about the same topic. So
would the label not have been open to, say, doing 2 EPs within a space of 2 years? You merge them 2 EPs into a full record afterwards, and you can do a special run. You can bring those cassettes back, what you just mentioned.
If we were smart, we probably would have thought of that, but we didn't. So
we'll see if they want to give us some more money, and we'll do that.
Down the future. Yeah. It's normal. It seems to be the way, especially for here in the UK. Where I've seen a lot of bands where they'll do the EP run. They'll 4 or 5 guaranteed bangers, if you know what I mean. And then they'll tour for a year or so, release the second EP, and then merge it. And then, like I say, they'll do a limited edition run. Maybe it's do vinyls, might do CDs. Maybe there's a couple of additional tracks here and there. I don't know, but just some ideas for the future for you. And you can go even old school and this is where I'm probably gonna get more questions. Is it 8 tracks? 8 tracks? You can bring them back if you can even further back. This is we're talking with old school tech, talking about cassettes before. You to go further back, and I'm showing my age now. So let's just shut up.
8 tracks are fun. I hope they make a comeback. The cartridge thing is nostalgic for one, because I'm a I like the cartridge thing, but there's something really
died for a reason, Mike.
I know. I really was.
Did you guys have the mini disc players? Out of curiosity.
Very briefly.
Yeah. I'd love the mini disc player. I don't know why. I'd love
I think
it.
we should release the next album on those, toothbrushes that play music. Just do the whole thing. Brush your teeth for 44.5 minutes. Check out the new album.
But don't brush too hard.
Don't brush too hard.
I mean, listening to this album, mate, I can imagine they might start mosh pitting in the bathroom or something. God knows what happened.
Ears are saved.
How would you describe then the evolution of Hated sound on this record compared to your previous work?
Oh man, that's I was just thinking about this the other day. When we first started writing music, Jordan and I, it was almost closer to like we are kind of called like a deathcore band. And and we very loosely fit into that bracket. I don't think we're quite a deathcore band, but
The deathcore kids don't like our music.
yeah, but also neither do the metalcore kids. So really, I don't know who we're appealing to yet, but
People that like the Offspring.
Hell yeah.
And Blink-182.
But anyway, so our first songs were definitely like almost very firmly in the deathcore realm. Like kind of more. I don't even know how to really explain it, but simple, but also more atmospheric, lots more like just big openness and like long riffs and stuff like that. But this record feels like is our first step, kind of more towards almost like a new metal sound, but not quite so much like a Limp Bizkit new metal. Like the more I listen to the record, the more I'm like, there's a lot of Slipknot influence on it. There is a ton of like Slipknot feeling moments and riffs and transitions and things like that. So
It's not the rap way. It's not like the rap vein of new metal. It's the weird noise version of new metal. The industrial.
So kind of new deathcore then. Could you
yeah,
say?
that's exactly what we've been calling it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, there we have it then. New deathcore. Why not?
Nailed it. Yeah.
But that in
Mixing,
itself, like
mixing new metal and deathcore together. Why not? Why not?
I'm finding that has kind of its own drawbacks calling it like new deathcore is because then you're kind of like all the nude metal kids are like, oh, it's deathcore, I don't want to listen to that, and all the deathcore kids are like, fuck new metal. So like,
and then people that like neither are like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to this band at all. Not even give them a shot.
That's,
so
I mean-
I don't even know what to call it because I just tell people it's bad, you should try it anyways. Like,
I mean, personally, the whole metal subgenre thing, it's confusing as fuck for me personally. So
Yeah.
I just call what everything is. It's just metal.
yeah,
End of
that's
Just that's it. It's
I
hard.
changed the Instagram bio from new deathcore to just metal from Denver.
thanks.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the industrial goth fucking country music next, mate.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming. Someone's gonna do it, but who? No idea.
But realistically, I think
go on.
we're trying pretty hard to not fit into or not even trying pretty hard to not fit into a box. We're just not writing something to fit into a box. We're just writing music that feels really good to us, that translates the way that we feel like we want it to translate.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
wherever that falls, whatever stone somebody wants to throw that at, then that's great. But
At the end of the
however
day,
that works.
so long as the four of you are happy and enjoying yourselves, playing the music that you're creating, that's all that matters. And if
Yeah.
everyone else is there along with you for the ride, brilliant. Bonus.
Mary.
Yeah,
To the
so-
haters, the doubters, whatever, the naysayers, fuck them.
Yep. With you. So to kind of get like the evolution of the sound, because I think we got sidetracked there. Like this was the first time that we've written as a group, and then that Eric and I also had a hand in really kind of choosing parts. The 94.
You had two hands.
I did. I had two hands and 2 feet. I can only use one at a time now. So anyway, we wrote as a band,
Not
and
just
then
Def Leppard, that shit.
yeah, 9411 when I joined the band, I had some like little tastes and improvements and some stuff that I just kind of had to like do on the fly. But for the most part, like the day before, I think Colton got me MIDI and I translated it into sheet music and read it in the studio. So then,
Yeah, he hadn't even heard most of the songs before tracking drums to the last EP.
yeah. So then Greg came in and everything, and then he had to pretty much learn off of tabs that Colton had to put together. So we decided this time, now with like the label support and everything, we just weekend warrior the shit out of it. And we would come up Friday night and stay in this house, and Jordan and I would anyway, and then go to the studio. We'd write, wake up, write all day, go to sleep, wake up, write all day, come home, and then go back to work. And we did that for what, 3 months?
Yeah, maybe even
It
a
was
little
like
more.
every weekend for like 3 months.
Yeah. So we started off passionate and strong and trying to figure out how to work with each other. And then by the end of it, I think we were just like exhausted, but also like in this cool, like creative groove. And we just kind of put it together. So
I had a lot of fun making stupid behind the scenes videos because I didn't do a fucking thing. I just sat around for 3 months.
it was a good time. And it got me a girlfriend, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got signed by a label, and Mike got a girlfriend. And everybody, oh,
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. And but keeping on that evolution train, so for yourself, Mike and Greg, because obviously you came at a later date joining the band, you must have seen. Well, first of all, were you aware of the band before you joined? So you must have seen quite a difference when you joined to what you to listening back to what you are now.
Yeah.
It was really fun actually because I met Colton online and then Greg online through the same what website faction, whatever you call it.
Mm.
And Colton was kind of getting his studio started, and he made his transition into coming to Colorado, and we kind of became friends. And then I remember him sending in mixes, and he would be like, "Hey, check this out. What do you think?" And I would hear like the original EP mixes, and we'd crit back and forth and talk and everything. And then um, um, I became a genuine fan of the band when the None Are Equal EP came out, and I just listened to it all the time. I liked it. It was sick. It was my buddy too, so I was like, "This is rad." Slowly met Jordan, and then as we became closer, he was like, "Oh shit, Mike can play drums. Like actually, near in Colorado, do you want to play drums for this?" Did the 9411 thing, and then when we started talking about adding another member, it was like, yeah, we got to get Greg in because Greg's rad. Because Colton and I were both like, we should get a bassist. And we're like, who? Greg. Because we knew him already. And yeah, worked out.
Rest is history.
hmm
So with this album, were there any new techniques or influences you experimented with?
I think inevitably yes, just because having two new members in the band and the four of us for the first time ever and in the history of the band, like sitting in a room and just writing music, and that I think inevitably we were going to end up with more influences, and we've all kind of Jordan and I have both grown quite a bit as musicians and fans of music as well, so our influences obviously radically changed in the last 4 years, or as most people's tastes do. But yeah, definitely with having Mike and Greg in the band, it was refreshing and frustrating sometimes, because it's like this is how I hear it, this is how I think this should go, and then somebody else has an idea, and whether or not it's actually cooler. Sometimes you don't want to hear somebody else's side.
Like that's
It's like,
cool, but it's wrong. This is
but
cooler.
then listening back to like all of the things that changed because of things like that are like it's nice that a lot of parts got approached in ways that Jordan and I would maybe not have approached it historically, and it was refreshing. So lots of that. In fact, I would almost argue that the entire process was just different and new, and it was like kind of it was I think for Jordan and I both difficult at times to like try to adjust to a new process after we had gotten so used to how we had done things before.
well,
Very, very worth it. But
we were literally just kind of passing the torch. For the last 6 years or so, every single part has been written by two people instead of four.
Mm.
And it's like you're literally giving up a giant portion of what you would have written. And that's, in that in itself is difficult. But, we knew from the beginning that we were in good hands to do that. Like, Mike is a really talented drummer, and Greg's fucking awesome at bass, and they care about their instruments and they care about their techniques and practicing, and like they actually gave a fuck from the beginning, and that alone is more than me and Colton could have ever asked for when in search of members. We got really, really lucky to not only bring friends in or people that became friends later. I didn't know Mike or Greg very well until we started practicing, and now it's like I just bug the shit out of Mike all the time and don't talk to anybody else. And it was difficult at first, but now, I mean, now that the album's out and we all see what we've done and the reaction that we've gotten from it, which has been really great, we now know that we can make something great together. And I think the next time that we do it, it's going to be a lot easier and a little more fun and maybe a little less stressful, just a little, probably. not entirely stress free. But I think that's a good thing too, because that means that we all cared about it a lot.
Mm, yeah.
If
The
it was like
format
whatever, do
works
it.
at the end of the day. You've had an amazing response. Why not continue with it? Like you
Yeah,
just said.
yeah. I think next time it'll be a lot easier to write. And one thing, I don't know that it's necessarily a technique, but it's something that I think is really cool that I've never done before with music. And it was one of those things that's just like, Norma Jean tracked drums in a pool or whatever. Like it's a cool thing like that. We used a cassette tape player that was also a karaoke machine from Radio Shack, uh, probably from the late 90s. And it still worked, at least long enough to get what we needed out of it. And we found some old cassette tapes and stuff, and we used a lot of that stuff on this record. So a lot of like the sounds where it's like the tape player's actually being hit on start or stop or whatever, a lot of those are, the actual sounds of me with the fucking microphone sticking at the tape player and me talking into like a harmonica microphone that's in the tape player. Like just weird
See,
stuff
I
that we
thought
did.
they would have been samples that you added in later or
No,
whatever.
so that was actually something that we kind of consciously chose towards the beginning of the record, is that we wanted it to be very
Mm.
natural and real. So like the drums are not, hyper sampled, they're not hyper edited. The guitar tones, real amps, it's real guitars, the bass as well, all of it. And the cassette was one of those things that when we started talking about the concept, we're like, all right, well, if we're going to do that, I don't want to just take the lazy way out and use samples. Let's record cassette sounds. Let's do this, like make it not replicatable.
We had the idea in the studio and we got all excited, and then we immediately went and spent like $100 in the band's money at thrift stores and shit. Like we left and immediately went to a thrift store and found a tape player at the first place we went to, I
Yeah.
believe. And it was like $45,
That's
50 bucks.
amazing at the start. 45 bucks, really?
Yeah, it still worked.
What's that? What, £38 or something in my money? I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So not too
Roughly.
bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Still
Not so
though, yeah, 38 pound, $45 a day. It's still a little pricey, isn't it? But normally they would back in the day. Well,
To be
I don't
fair,
know.
it's a speaker and a microphone and all of
Retro
this.
tech in it, so retro tech kind of probably bumps it up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was like kind of big too. It was like, like fucking 18 inches tall or something.
Oh,
So-
right. Okay.
For as far as techniques goes, we took that tape player, and that's actually I don't remember. You said that's the mono drum room sound, right?
Oh yeah, no, I actually used that for. So I also engineered the whole record. I'm a producer for a living, and so we used the tape player, and I put it in one of the isolation booths that we have at the studio I work at, and ran a microphone that was out in the room through the wall into the tape player, and then I mic'd up the tape player so the tape player is like playing back the sound of the drums in the room from the other microphone, and that's one of the room sounds on the drum production. So it was cool to like implement that in more than just like here's cassette sounds. It was also Jordan did a bunch of vocals through it. We recorded drums through it. It was
I didn't know the drum thing. That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
I recorded it. What?
Did you? Nice.
I
Is that on the record too?
fucking
So as Colton's just mentioned, he was the engineer on this record. It's time for the other threes to out him. Was he a bit of a slave driver when it came to, or was everything smooth sailing when it came to
Well, I found that he
the
was a slave
recording?
driver when he was recording guitars.
yeah.
He's like, no, I can do that better. I can do that better. And it's like, it sounded really good. No, I'm gonna play it again.
Yeah.
How many takes did he make you do?
I tend to punish myself on guitars, but yeah,
He's kind of mean to me too. But he does it on purpose because he pisses me off.
I was
and
gonna say that's just to piss him off. Some more angry sounding takes.
The vocal takes are better after that.
That's just love, doing it.
Now I
Just
think
love.
he's really, really fast.
And it's but at the same time though, it's great Colton, that you do the self-engineering, because in the long run that would save a lot of coin in the long run. Because
yeah.
what some bands don't realize, especially they might not even be bands yet, getting a group of friends go, oh, we should really start a band, blah blah blah. Some people just don't realize how expensive it is.
Well, it
And
helps
if you
too.
can,
he works at a professional studio.
Mhm.
The three of us have a lot of engineering background. Like I'm also an audio engineer. He's done a fair amount of it. So like we did do it ourselves, but we're also like pretty informed on like how the process needs to happen to be professional.
Mhm.
And we had the opportunity to be able to do it someplace that was far beyond like us doing it at home ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I work at a very, very large format studio, and kind of a world famous studio as well. So like we had access to every piece of gear we could ever want, and I mean I've been making records for over a decade now. So and that's like my professional occupation during the day is
Nice.
making records. So it kind of just was a no-brainer that when we had the chance to do it, to put the funds that the label is going to give us into places that would be more beneficial and just do the record ourselves.
Music videos.
Did you see that as a bonus doing it that way? Because like I say, when you've got somebody on the outside looking in, put where to put that money can be quite difficult at times. Did
Yeah,
you see
definitely.
that?
When in fact, when I first talked to the label owner, I was like, he told us how much the budget he was gonna, potentially allocate for us was, and I was like, what? He told us like this much for the recording, this much for the release, and I was like, what if I do all the recording myself and it's free? And he said, well, then we put all of it towards the release, and so that was really really nice. And it saved us a ton in the end. It was also a lot of stress because we set the bar pretty high for ourselves,
Hmm.
But we did it.
and for me personally, trying to reach that bar at times, I was just driving myself mad. So
Mm, I can imagine. What's the name of the label, by the way? I don't think you mentioned earlier on.
Lost Future.
Nice, nice. Not a label I'm
Shout
familiar with, but
shout out to
yeah,
Ben. Future, he rules.
That's cool.
nice, nice. Have you been aware of the label long or?
Colton has.
Yeah, so actually, my production career, I've recorded two or three records for them outside of the hated ones. So I had been hired by the label to produce stuff, and Ben came up to hang out for one of those records. The band Oak Ash and Thorn, who I actually shared to you on your Twitch one night. Um,
Nice.
and he hung out, and Ben and I hit it off, and we've just been chatting ever since. And when I sent him the demos for the hated stuff, he was like, "This is super sick. Let's chat." So, and then the rest of it was just from there.
He does really well by us too.
Yeah.
Like it's not, we signed the first person that offered us a contract,
Which is the
but
one thing we told ourselves we would not do. So,
but it was kind of a no-brainer. Ben's a really good dude, and he made it worth it for us, and uh,
and
yeah,
also gave us complete creative control, which was super nice. He didn't ask us for anything. He just said, "Do what you guys think is a sick record."
he didn't
And
Hmm.
change.
yeah, he had little to no input on that, and not because we told him we didn't want it, but just because he was like, "This sounds great, good work."
That's just the confidence that he probably had in the entire project.
I think
Yeah,
he's the
So,
one that singles, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he did pick the singles.
what have you apart from obviously, and because of what you did have two, obviously as your main songwriters, but now this one you've had all four inputs. Apart from the four inputs, what did you feel was the most challenging aspect of creating this album?
Oh,
Mixing. I didn't do fucking shit, and Colton was sending us listen mixes all the time, bro. And he's like, "This fucking sucks." I worked on this for 8 hours last night, and I listened to it in the car today, and it fucking sucks. I'm gonna start over. Yeah, and I mean, I get it, man. But like I said earlier, it speaks to how much we give a fuck about all this, and we can't thank him enough. We did a silly little gift box for him that Greg threw together with some potatoes and a custom potato masher because his nickname is Spud. So yeah, he's Colton's worked his fucking ass off. I mean, we all worked really hard, but when our jobs ended, Colton's really began, and that's a lot of work. I think I speak for all of us that was probably the most challenging part about this, and the three of us hardly had anything to do with it.
I do have to ask, why the nickname Spud?
I have no idea. It was given to me in 7th grade by a random kid in my class. There was like 2 Coltons in our class, and he gave us both the nickname, and it just stuck.
And it wasn't Ed was bald. He had hair back then.
I did have hair back then.
It works now because he is bald. So
Well, I can imagine. Yeah. I feel your pain there, mate.
Really
I,
don't.
I, take the hat off, but honestly, I'll just blind you by the shine. To be fair, and continuing on with what do you feel has been the most rewarding aspect since this album's release? Oh,
This.
oh, now hands on. No one told me that this was on a fucking vinyl.
Yeah, it's on vinyl. Now you know.
Why am I only finding this out now? I'm gonna have strong words with Sam once this is finished. Even I might, do you know what it is? Even if we finish at 4 o'clock in the morning my time, I'm gonna ring him and phone him and say, I'll do it in my Geordie accent and say, "How? What you doing? This is fucking on vinyl."
What were you saying, Mike?
Nice.
I just had a little brain tangent because I saw the back of the record and you're talking about the artwork and Colton found this wonderful artist named Davines who did that art for us. And we have the actual painting. That's a real painting. And what's cool, the back of the artwork was the first iteration of the painting, and then she painted over that and kept going, and then that's the front. So like you get to see,
we
Dude.
technically both
Did
the front.
she
and back.
did she also do the Bloodlust and Seven singles as well?
Yeah, so actually those the artwork for those is just when she took the digital photos of the artwork so that we could digitize it. She just did really zoomed in close-ups of the textures on the painting. And that's actually what the artwork for the singles are. It's just those close-ups.
Was it a piece that you had already created that you was already
No,
aware,
no,
or reached out to custom job for this project?
Yeah, and actually that was a really fun process and like just the way it all came out. First of all, Davina's just was so nice and just awesome to work with in every aspect. And it was really interesting because we were all like looking at people who are at painters who do like horror art, and I think at least 3 of us sent a piece from her unintentionally. It was just like, this is really cool. I like this style. And so at that point, it was like, well, we have to reach out. And she actually wasn't really interested in taking on like a band commission, and she doesn't really do commissions very often. But then she was like, but I'll hear you out, so go ahead and pitch it. So I pitched the record and showed her some of the songs, and she was like, I really like this. I like the concept. I love the topics that you guys touch on. I would love to do it. And she absolutely just beyond what we had ever could have expected. And it was just, it's very special.
Like I say, it's a very striking piece. It stands out. Did you draw the band's logo into the painting as well, or was that added separate?
Oh, that's all digital.
Oh, right, because it looks like it's all painted as one.
Yeah,
that's how well it's done.
That was a goal with doing the digital artwork, was that it looks like it was part of the painting, but obviously we couldn't ask her to. Our logo's quite intricate, and we weren't really sure the placements or any of that yet. So wanted to have some control there. So I did all the digital artwork, like layout and stuff. So
You are a man of many talents, engineering, artwork on top of that as well.
Someday.
He did digital graphics for a long time for a job.
Again, if you can do it all in house, more power to you.
Yeah, we even make a bunch of our T-shirts too.
What? Yeah. What? Do you want the actual printing them yourself, or there we go. See, that is even better.
No, actually, Mike just sits there and he weaves together the shirts as well.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what I want to see. That's proper commitment.
Just That's what I
Don't
base.
don't let him fool you. He is the reason we haven't all killed each other.
We're like a legitimate business now too.
Well, sure.
So, for each member, what would be your standout song on the album?
Ooh. Jordan, you want to start?
No.
Okay, so I'll go. For me, the song "Victim." "Victim" is something that was actually really hard to come together during the studio because we had a really cool intro and we got up through the first verse and maybe into the first chorus a little bit and we kind of shelved that song for a long time, and then at one point I just got hit with some inspiration at like 2 o'clock in the morning after we finished up a writing session. I was there till like 4 working on it, and I managed to finish that song out, and I'm just really proud of how that song came together and how hard it hits, how gross it sounds. I like that song a lot. It stands out to me.
It's weird that you picked that one and not the one you wrote the majority of the lyrics on.
Ironically, that's like one of my least favorite on the record. And also the first single.
It's a single. Reggie?
I don't know. I mean, one obvious choice would be the last track, Silk, just because there's like a cool melodic bass line that is sort of functioning like the guitar often does in a lot of songs, just because it was one of the only songs on the whole record that the guitar parts are just like really big and open, so there was room to do something that wasn't just sort of supportive. But honestly, the like in the whole album, anytime there is a point where I get to play bass that like makes it sound like bigger or meaner is like one of my favorite points. But that's one of the fun parts of being a bass player is I don't often necessarily get a lot of attention, but if you take it away, it's like that's kind of not cool now. And so anytime that I get to be a part of that is just really fun and exciting. And there's a lot of that in this band, but especially this record too.
Hell yeah.
Who's
What about you?
next?
How many songs have 5 lits? Like,
Well, there's only one song that has 5 lits, and that was fun. I got to be a fucking nerd on one song. That was a good time. But I don't know. For me, it's really hard to pick one. There's a lot of them that are really close to me. But I think I got to go with the first one, which is Effortless, because that one very much has a like when you like drive down like your childhood home like street, right? Or like you smell a certain smell or taste
Mm.
something or hear something, and it just like puts you in a point in time. And I was really going through some shit when we started writing this record, and hearing that like the right from the first note, like I'm there and I feel it and I can experience the whole thing from front to back again, and just from that one like what minute long song. Um, so yeah, I got it with that one.
Nice. And finally,
Right.
Jordan.
So there's two for me. Like this album it's a pinnacle thing for our band. You know, it's huge, and I personally really tried to just level up everything that I was doing, like my vocal abilities and my lyric writing, and uh, I think they're the songs that Colton wrote the most lyrics on. But there's two songs that don't have any curse words on this album, and that is a first for me. So that's crazy. The two songs that mean a lot to me have a lot of curse words in them. The first one, the one that probably won't make me cry to talk about is Fat Fuck. And ever since I was a kid,
Oh, Jordan, you wrote a song for me. You shouldn't have.
it's about both of us, man.
Mate, why do you think what Cal get heavy for, man?
No, so Fat Fuck is about, like I said earlier, body issues and, not liking what you see when you look at yourself. And that's been a big problem for me my whole life. I've never loved it. And there were times where I ate better and went to the gym and things like that. And I'm hoping to get back to that at one point, but I've never truly been satisfied with what I look like. And I know that's mainly just mental, but it's something that I deal with and something that I've struggled with my whole life. And um, yeah, it just, I feel like I don't deserve as much as others because I'm not skinny. And that's fucking stupid to even say that out loud, but it's something that I struggle with, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. And um, it's also a fucking badass song. I really
Yeah.
like that song a lot. And the ending is fucking cool. Because, like Colton said, our previous music was like bigger and there was a lot of like longer shit. That's got one of those really cinematic endings that like our old music had. And I always loved doing that kind of stuff, like the vocal layers and just like the build up to where it's like really hectic and then it just fucking nails you. That song has that. And I really like that. So Fat Fuck is really important to me for multiple reasons, but it also is a banger. And then the other one that's really important to me is Seven. It's one of the singles that we have. We recorded a music video for it. That song's about sexual assault, and um, I won't get into the entire story, but I was really mistreated by somebody that I trusted and wanted to be with for the rest of my life. And that song's really just about being sexually assaulted by someone you love. And um, the recording of the music video was probably the hardest thing about that song for me. But even when we played it just a couple weeks ago, there was one day where we played it on stage where we got done, and I was like, whew, like I really don't know how much more we're gonna play this song live, guys. Like, because it's just hard for me, you know.
Mm.
One day I was listening to the album doing my dishes, and that song came on, and like I texted the group, and I was like, guys, I don't really know if I even want to play this song live because I don't want to talk about it that much. And um, we did a video right after the release to kind of explain what that song's about, and that also has like a thing at the beginning that's like, hey, this is what this is about. But I think the hardest part for me was the end of the day filming the music video.
Hmm.
It was the final takes of the shoot, and it was like the captive scenes is what we were calling it, where I'm like tied up. I got this big thick rope tied around my hands, and I'm alone in this room, and I'm just screaming the lyrics, and I'm literally by myself. Like this was the first time during the day where I was like alone, and I was literally tied up and I was screaming these lyrics that mean a lot to me. And there we did two captive takes. The first one, I fucking butchered it. It didn't sound good. I was on the verge of tears the whole time. You can see in the music video because we did use some of those takes. My eyes are just completely full of tears. And after that first take, I got done and my wrists were tied up, but I was able to get my hands free at any moment. And we got done. I got my hands out, and the very first thing I did, covered in dirt and water and fake blood and all this shit, was went and hugged Colton, probably harder than I've ever hugged a person in my entire life. And I'm thinking about it now. I mean, it chokes me up a little bit. I probably squeezed the fucking air out of him, and he's not a very thick person. So my elbows were touching behind his back, and I was fucking squeezing the life out of him. And all I could say was, "Fuck that bitch, man." It's just fuck that bitch. And I got done and I just kept going like this. Like I was like, oh, that was weird. Like I just couldn't help it, And I said I wasn't gonna tell a long story about this. But that was the hardest part for me, man. Like it was really tough to face that, and it's been healing in a way, but that one's like really, really. I mean, it cuts me deep every time I hear it, every time we play it. And that in that moment, it was like, this is really happening. Like people are gonna hear this, and people are gonna know this. And I think, I'm just really glad that Colton was there, because I probably never needed to hug somebody more in my life than I did in that moment. And so yeah, Seven
Wow.
is definitely the most important song to me on the record. Um, and it's people have given us a really good response to it, and it's that helps me a lot too, but it's also like I don't love at all hearing that people relate to that song either, but
Mad.
it's like we turn the light
Thank
to it,
you.
this
Thank you
happens.
so much for sharing that story. That could not have been easy for you, of course, especially to talk about someone who you don't know. This is the first time we've met, so mad love to you for that. Um, but at the same time, you may not know how much that song helps people. I understand where you're coming from, but there'll be people in the world out there who have gone through similar things, people who can hear that song for the first time. So there'll be a sense of cathartic, could you say, in the song?
Yeah, you
Um,
know, it feels good to know that it helps people. It doesn't feel good to know that people resonate with it and
yeah.
have gone through something that caused them to resonate with it. But that is probably the most rewarding thing. I mean, I got things off my chest with that, but to know that like somebody else has listened to it and said like, hey, this is, and that has happened since the album
Mhm.
came out, is like, hey, this means a lot to me. And fuck, dude, that's bittersweet when that
Yeah.
happens. It's like, man, I'm really sorry to hear that, but I'm really glad that we can, you know, connect, I guess isn't really the right term, but
Mhm.
trauma bond over
Yeah.
something like that, basically. But it's like I said earlier, man, we're turning a light to the shit that really, really sucks and really shapes people. And that's our job, and it sucks and it's hard, but
Well,
sometimes you gotta do hard shit.
talking
Yeah.
about it makes
Exactly. It's which is what we touched on earlier on in this conversation. It never be silent, which is what you're doing. You're on the right path at the end of the day, Jordan. You've got three guys just next to you there who will be there and support to you no matter what. So, like you said, you're never alone, mate.
Yeah.
Just remember that you're never alone. So, oh, that was very heavy, that mate. I'm not gonna lie, that was very heavy.
getting
Yeah,
on brand.
yeah.
That was very heavy.
That's why we do
I'm
a
not gonna
bunch of
lie.
stupid, goofy shit, because it's like, hey, we made you really sad, but also we made a flag with all of our dicks on
Does that come with like a special edition vinyl release out of curiosity?
it. Yeah, yeah, we actually made flags with this rip off of a Tenacious D design.
Can you send us the link afterwards? I just want it for the flag.
You guys flag. I'd be actually down to send you an actual flag, man.
Get in. I'll be doing for that, just for the giggles.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a 3.5, 3 foot by 5 foot flag that is a rip off of the Tenacious D tarot card design where they have the devil behind him and he's
Yeah,
just doing his thing or whatever. And
It's the same thing.
it's the same thing. It's
really.
just the four of us and our dicks are out. And mine's the smallest. I think it's pretty accurate, actually. I like to say that it's big to show texture. Um, it's
I've
it
got
we
a I've got a good friend who lives in Denver,
hell
who's
yeah.
also a Twitch streamer. I think he would get an absolute kick out of that.
We're all big Tenacious D fans, so I paid $100 to our buddy. I was like, rip off this design, please. And it turned out awesome.
And you got exactly that. You got exactly that. With Death Effects officially out, what are the plans for touring in support of the new album?
Well, that's short answer. There aren't many. So, no, we did a short little run of shows. With us being a fairly new band of four dudes, we've been mostly playing locally up till then. So we kind of wanted to try out being on the road for the first time.
Hmm.
Uh, Figure out the kinks, the things that we need to sort out, the places that we need to pay attention to. So I think ultimately the goal is to get out on the road and do some more shows and hopefully get onto some cool packages and maybe do something to truly support the record. Otherwise, as much as we can support it in every other way. So um, obviously we've been trying to do, like, lots more interviews and like stuff like that to try and spread the good word, if you will.
Spread the good word.
Um,
Mm. I
but
know I don't. At the time of this interview, of course, is obviously we're sitting here on the 14th for myself officially, so this might not be out. But I know you're playing. Is it the Casper? Is that correct? On the 20th? Is that
yeah,
in Denver or is that outside of Denver?
It's about 3 hours north of Denver, and it's actually the town where Jordan and I both grew up. So it's our hometown. It's where where Hated was officially founded as a band.
That's where I was born too.
And yeah, and then we both moved to Denver, and so or to Colorado at least. And so now like it's just kind of going to play shows back at home. So whenever we do that, so it's pretty fun to go to the Casper shows.
Yeah.
And any plans to try and come over to this side of the pond, as they would say, to play us for in the UK?
We would love them. That's a Sam question.
Yeah.
It's been briefly discussed.
Yes.
Oh, Sam, I'll ring him 4 o'clock in the morning. Sam,
Bring them up. I'm actually going to look right now to see what our top listened cities are.
But I think we're open to getting out and like touring and doing more. It's just we haven't yet, and so like there's those relationships that as a band we haven't made yet to have. Oh, we're gonna go hit the road for 2 weeks with this band, or a manager who wants to help us book things in this region. Like that's sort of where we are now. Is we've kind of decided we're open to doing some of that. So now we need to start finding the people to help us do that
nice.
because we do it all by ourselves and spend a bunch of time and money that could have been more efficiently invested.
Those top highest places is obviously one of them being Denver, and the majority of them is Australia.
Yeah,
According
man.
to
The longest plane ride possible is the one that we should go do, apparently.
Yeah, we've got like some people listening.
Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is or how we did that, but somehow we've amassed a half decent following in Australia.
Because
So
we know Jace from Disgust.
it can't be just the one
Shit, dude.
connection.
He knows a lot of people, but it's cool though. It's really cool that other people in other countries like our music. Like some dude in China just bought 3 vinyls from us.
Nice.
Pretty sure it's a reseller, so whatever. But I just want vinyl
So
over in
maybe there
China.
are like 3 other Chinese people that buy it.
Hmm.
One time we sent and this was years ago, we sent a shirt to Japan, and that was fucking cool. That was like no label. I don't even think None Are Equal. Was None Are Equal out? Yeah,
Nope, that was before None Are Equal.
that dude was like a legit fan, and I
Do
gave
you
him
know if have you sent a vinyl to the UK yet? Do you know?
maybe we would have to ask Ben, because if we did, it was. But
I was just going to try and see if I'll be the first one.
well, if we haven't, then you will be, because we'll send you a vinyl and a flag. Then you'll have our vinyl on the wall and our wieners.
Probably not be allowed on YouTube, unfortunately, mate.
It's all right.
As you said before, they're very little. You
Yeah,
have to
they're-
like really,
You can
really
cover 'em up
look.
with a googly eye, bro. You don't have to. And then just say
Also, is it one of them where I'm going to have to use the 100 times zoom on my phone?
Yeah. Yeah. You'll be sick.
Oh,
Mike's-
brilliant. Oh, wait. That's fine. I'll use it on Twitch stream.
You're fired. Get out.
Oh, mate. Sorry, Mike. When it does come to a live setting, do you have a preference? Do you prefer the smaller, more intimate venues or the larger shows?
Well, so realistically, we haven't played any like large shows. We haven't played anything like really over more than 300-400 people. So realistically, we're all kind of still living in the smaller venue situation. Not to say we don't want to, but I think all of us like really enjoy that like small crowd, small room, intimate, lots of people. Like that transfer of energy is just something that can't be replicated in any other environment. So
I like being able to jump into the crowd and stuff too. So, I'd rather there not be a 6-foot stage and 4 feet of space between me and the audience.
It's a hell of a trust
Yeah,
fall.
you'll not be able to do much if you ever came to Newcastle and there's a place called Little Buildings. It is literally a little building. It's not just a fucking clever name or anything like that. It is literally about 60, 70 cap, but it's very intimate. You are literally on the stage with the band itself. It's
That's
warm, it's sweaty as fuck, but it's a good little venue.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I pour a lot of water on myself, so I'll just headbang and get everybody else wet. We'll all be
And there we
wet.
go. There we go.
Yeah, I think both scenarios present their own like positives, their own pros. Like in a smaller environment, you get to really interact with people and really like connect on a level that you just don't get to otherwise. But the production of larger shows at larger venues with bigger crowds, like the lights and the how big everything sounds and the speakers, and that's something that's just really cool. And obviously, me as an engineer, I have a love for that kind of stuff. So.
Mm, mm.
I don't
So
notice a difference. I have in-ears in and I'm just hitting circles and I'm
he's
like,
counting to one a lot.
I count one a lot, and
I grew up in Wyoming where every show fucking sucked, and all the sound guys are mean, and all their gear is great.
Not all
And
the sound.
or at least from when I was 15 years old, that's what I was used to. So now that I'm in Colorado and there's more than 6.5 people there, I'm pretty stoked about every show I've ever played. So it's great. It's somebody got lopped in half in the parking lot and still made it in the building, but
What can fans actually, wherever they are or wherever you play, what can fans actually expect from a hated live show?
High energy all the time. We come with the intention to fucking throw down, nothing less. Like leave everything on the stage every single night. Plus, there's a good chance that Jordan will bring a bunch of blow up hammers and you could beat the shit out of each other with those.
yeah.
Ponies, glow sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Glow swords.
there's always something fun that Jordan brings to the shows. He doesn't even tell us what they are. He just shows up to the show and he's like, guys, I bought these things at Walmart.
Hey,
Check
help
this
me
out.
blow these up. Mike's like, I have asthma, right?
Yeah, I'm all asthmatic as shit and I'm fucking blowing these things up. I'm like, yep, I'm wheezing.
You're not just getting an electric pump sorted.
Nah, we like to do things the hard way around.
There has also been one.
You just like to cause issues to your bandmates who's got asthma.
Yeah.
Jordan also has managed to facilitate a successful limbo contest in a mosh pit earlier this year.
Yeah, using the mic cable is what it was.
Oh, that was the coolest thing I ever witnessed. Like on stage, like I see Jordan run out into the crowd, and that's a normal thing to happen. And then I like look up, and he's like making some dude stand by the stage and hold the cable while he pulls it tight and makes people limbo. I was like, who does that?
Yeah,
And people did it. Like they like immediately like, yeah, this is a thing.
Yeah, into it. People were into it.
It was hilarious.
I do a lot of crowd surfing. This last show we did that I crowd surfed was more of a crowd trust fall. And I didn't die, obviously, but it was
Damn close.
it was the most closest I've ever come to dying from a stage dive, which there'll probably be more of that. But I thought it was funny, and everyone was like, "You almost got hurt," and I was like, "Yeah, but I didn't," and that was fucking awesome.
His head got very close to the floor before they sort of like recovered and picked him
I
back up.
Spider-Man'd it. I had one hand on the ground. I would let something like that happen to me.
I remember
You
just
could have
looking-
just turned around. That was meant to happen.
Yeah,
Sure.
That was what was meant to happen.
I just remember looking up and seeing like Jordan jump into the crowd and then go straight down, and I was like, "Oh God, Jordan's dead!" Like,
I was like, I'm not gonna let you lose energy now that the headliner's on stage. So I was like, I'm jumping. They made us do it once, and I was like, if you make us do
No
it,
fear. No fear, mate. I love it.
it was fun. I still touched the disco ball.
like I said, pure chaos, high energy. There's
What we're like. What we're like, yeah. And
me-
looking at... Oh, go on.
For me specifically, it's like if Dillinger Escape Plan got fat.
Yeah.
So like high energy, but high energy for like a fat version of Greg Puciato. But it's close.
Oh man,
I can't really climb
I
on stuff.
love it.
But
Fucking hell. Mate. Looking ahead, what are your hopes and goals for the band in the years to come, both on and off the road?
I want to go to Japan. That's my big goal. I want to go to Japan and eat bao buns and ramen and go to the Poke Center and spend all of my money and
He doesn't even want to play music.
He just wants to go visit Japan.
and Hated will play a show there.
One show.
It was just funny. It's just
Play one show.
That's my goal. I want to play a show in Japan.
Are you open to more than one show?
You guys can just make up my mind for me. That's okay.
Are you open to like a tour of Japan?
I am
Not
more
just
than
one show?
I am more than open to that.
Okay,
Yes, I'm more than
Just
open.
what? Just one show, and
All
then
about-
just replace Mike with a space bar on a
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah. Well, that's my goal. As far as music related,
It's an admirable goal.
Yeah,
That was just funny.
I want to play Japan.
That would be fun.
For me, I just want the chance to continue doing what we're doing. You know, like the fact that we get to do it in the first place is fucking cool. The fact that people support us is even cooler. The fact that people help fund us is like unimaginable.
Yeah.
And if that continues, I'm stoked as fuck. That's all I want out of it is just the chance to keep doing it.
Nice. Greg?
All of that. I would love to tour Japan and go eat all of those things.
Just once.
Just the one show.
I'm totally open to going to Japan like regularly if that was a thing that we got to do.
Oh, okay.
Every Thursday.
As far as touring stuff goes, if we get to do some of that, I would love for this band to get over to like UK and Europe.
Mhm.
I've toured that area of the world several times in another band, and I love playing music in other countries. It's fun here, but it's just I love to travel, and that's a really unique way to travel. That's really special. And these guys have never gotten to do that, and I think it would just make me so excited if I got to do that with them for the first time, because it's such a unique experience that I think in the music world, lots of people who get to do that, a lot of them never get tired of that. Like, yes, it can become a job, but there's still this like it's so cool that like I get to do this. Like the majority of the people in the world never get to do this once, and I get to do it like all the time. And that's awesome. So hopefully we get to do that. That's like one of the things I'd love to see. And if it doesn't
Nice.
happen,
Any key cities that you would like to return to, Greg?
oh man. I would love to play in London again. I played there for it's like I guess the other Inferno festival. There's the one that's in Norway, but there's the one that's in London in the spring. That's
Yeah.
the one time I played London, but that was really cool.
I believe Decapitated and Warbringer was on that recently.
Any opportunity to go play Berlin and to go to Berlin is awesome. Berlin's just a cool town. I would love to go play Athens, get bit to Greece, but the metal scene in Greece is one of those things like they're just removed from mainland Europe enough that like every band doesn't go there, and so especially for smaller bands to go there, the reaction people have usually is I don't know, a little bit less like, oh, look cool, another metal band, let's go see what that's all about. Or like, oh my God, it's so cool that you guys came here.
That's cool.
But I mean,
And
I
what
don't
about
know,
yourself, Joe?
any place you get a chance to go play music for people that like might be interested is worth my time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man. Well, if you do come to the UK, remember, don't forget Newcastle upon Tyne, 'cause that's where I am. Just-
I got you. You got it.
Yeah.
I would really like to just put out another album. Like Colton said, just keep doing what we're doing. I actually thought about this earlier today. Like, I could die happy now. I didn't even care that the album got released so much. It was like, I was just happy to write this album. I was happy to, like I said, I could die happy. I have accomplished everything that I wanted to do. I got signed by a record label. I released an album. I even went on tour. And it was a 4-day tour where 3 of the shows were in Colorado. But it was enough for me to call it a tour, and fuck, if I died on the way home right now, I'd be happy. But I would love to put out another album. I think it'd be cool to tour in other countries. I think it'd be cool to tour the United States. I mean, fuck, we've only played in Utah and Wyoming aside from Colorado, so I just want to play more shows, and uh, I think it'd be really cool to do some guest features on people's music too. Like I do it for free. Like I just want to collab with people and make stuff and do cool shit. And that's basically it. Just keep on what we're doing and make more friends and do more cool shit with those friends.
Excellent. Very well said. So, guys, this part of the interview, I did mention earlier on that there's a little bit of a challenge. Are you feeling up to a little challenge tonight?
Mike can't eat spices, so if it has to do
You
with
can
spice,
work as a you can work as a team. Don't worry. This is called the Geordie Challenge, and
Geordie.
basically, if you're not familiar, here in the UK, virtually every major city has its own nickname. And for example, Londoners are referred to as Cockneys. The Newcastle is referred to as Geordies. Geordie boys, Geordie lads, etc.
Hmm.
And it kind of and the term Geordie spans many years ago from the 1800s, back from the old pits and mine days, and because basically the majority of people were called George, and Geordie just became short for it, etc. And we've got quite a distinct dialect accent, if you would, here in Newcastle upon Tyne, because it sounds a bit Scottish, bit Germanic, a little bit Nordic on top of that as well. So it's going to go out the window. I've tried to keep the accent back as much as I can throughout the interview, but now that's going to go out the window. I've got 5 Geordie phrases
Oh
that you
no.
have to try and guess in standard English. You up for it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Fuck
ready.
it.
Excellent. Oh, well. Well, yeah, and you've toured a bit, Greg, so you might have a better chance. So we'll see. If you've toured anything of Scotland anyway, then you might stand a chance. But anyway, the first one, purely belter. Now, if you need it in a sentence, I will use it in a sentence.
Yeah, give me a sentence.
You want it in a sentence, Rookie. So, Death Effect is purely belter.
Does that mean it's good?
Damn right, mate. Hey, spot
All
on.
right. Purely, I
Really
don't
good, Patch.
know how to pronounce the second half.
Hated
Purely
new album, Death Effects is just purely belter.
like belter.
Belter, so Belta, belter.
Yeah, so like
Belter.
just fucking belting it.
Yeah.
So like basically you're saying it fucks. All right. All right.
This one, this one's pretty hard. I'm clamming for me bait.
Coming for me bait.
No, clamming.
Oh.
So it's C-A, so it's CLAMMING for me
Is that
bait.
like
For your
like-
beard?
No, not quite. Clamming for me bait. BAIT, bait. So like fishing bait sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not used for fishing. Just clamming for me bait.
Is that like rage baiting, basically?
Mm-mm.
It's not like, oh, you're falling for my trap.
Not quite. Not quite.
So it sounds like you're like dangling something really nice in front of somebody and just be like, yeah, that's like
Holding something over someone's head,
gonna get me like to like chomp at something. Like it's like bait. It's like
falling for the trick.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
No.
It's not. I could. I don't
is
know.
it another way to say I sharted?
No.
Just one, a few more times.
Sorry.
All right. I think we failed.
Well, the covers for I'll give for the term bait anyway. So you've just come home from work, and you take your boots off, you drop your bag or whatever it is that you do, and you'll ask your partner or whoever, what's for what?
Are you ready for dinner?
Right. So bait, food. That's what that is. So
Hungry.
So
so
very hungry.
there's so a bit. Yes. So clamming for me bait. I'm hungry.
Coming home to eat.
I'm ready to eat. Okay.
I'm going to eat.
A clamming. I'm proper clamming for me bait.
And for me, big.
Yeah,
For the
neat.
foul bones, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Next one. I'm gunning yam.
Gunning yam.
I'm gunning yam.
Gonna yeah. Yeah.
Speeding.
So-
Does it mean
Once- What was that?
is it like I'm excited or like I'm down?
Not quite. So once, so you guys are on the stage, you are finished, and I'll be like, once hated or finished, I'm gunning yam.
Oh,
Leaving.
going home.
Bang on, going home.
Got
I'm gunning yam.
an yam. All right. Where does the yam like is yam another?
It's
Wait.
just short. It's just how just shorten it, mate. It's just the way. Take off instead of just saying HOME. We'll just shorten it. I'm just gunning yam.
Gotcha. Yam.
Instead of saying, we'll just get lazy, you see. Instead of saying 4 words, we'll say it in like 2.5 sort of thing, 3. I'm gunning yam. Just really quick.
Hell
So
yeah.
these are redneck terms.
Yeah, I was just thinking
We're
that.
speaking
Yeah.
like redneck.
It's Eastern Elbert County right
Get
here.
this figured out now.
Go.
Right, next one. He was gone proper Raj.
Guy's a bitch.
Guys got.
I mean, I like how quick you were there, Jordan, but not quite.
That's what it sounds like.
but no.
He was gone proper Raj. So you guys are playing live. I'll set the scene. You are playing live. You might see one of your mates in the front, and then one of yous look at each other. Yeah, Jordan, he's gone proper Raj.
He's
Like
getting
he's
bitches.
he's like extreme. Like he's really going for
Yeah,
it.
he was really angry. Gone really angry in the mosh pit sort of thing.
Properly enraged.
Proper Raj.
Ah, okay. He's a
Okay.
badge. I was like,
I
yeah, you
did
get
get it. I
bitch.
thought it was bad too.
Guy's a bitch.
And finally, the last one, and I have to say this in advance. It's not what you think it sounds because every American I have spoken with so far thinks I am saying something else, and I'm not. So I'm just pre-warning you now.
All right.
That being said, the final one, Gizzard Deeks. See, I knew there was somebody, and it was Colton.
Hey man.
Say it one more time. Say it with a
I'm
sentence.
pretty sure you said gizzard dicks.
You see, it's not what I said.
These are deeks.
You guys
Yes.
are.
That's right. You guys are dicks.
It's not what I want to see on your flag. But
Hey.
no, it's Gizzard Deeks. So, Colton, you've just bought yourself a new guitar. It's in its case. And you put the case on the table and you tell the lads, I've just bought myself a new guitar. And you've never seen it before, guys. So, what would you normally ask?
I mean, our response actually would be he would say, I just bought a new guitar, and we would immediately say,
Doubt it.
Yeah.
I would say doubt it. I bet you sold your other guitar.
But that's not what you meant, so.
It's just you've just painted it, haven't you, Colton? But no,
Take a look. Or do you
there we
guys wanna
go. Can I have a look?
have a look?
Oh,
Giz-
shit.
See it?
Gizzard
Yeah.
Deeks, not dicks. Get that out of your head, you filthy
Yeah.
animals.
Should maybe, but sure.
Yeah, they'll not get up YouTube's TOS. They'll not get on YouTube then if you get them out, guys. I'll save that for only beards.
Like
Guys, that's it. Thank you. So, what was that?
I feel like we got to give you one like a version of our redneck.
Oh,
That's what it means, but I'm trying to figure out what to say. We got to think of something. We got to think of something.
Well, it's all spot, so yeah.
I I don't have anything though. We're gonna get back to you with
yeah. We can get back to us, and then we can just try it again.
yeah.
You could use the Jordan special
What?
during tracking. He'd often say, "Gee fuck Mike."
You fucked, Mike.
Get fucked, mate. That's Australian, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a term of endearment around here, you know. We just say "geek fuck, mate."
yeah, get fucked, mate. Yeah. Apologies in advance if 'cause I know a lot of people don't like this word, but the term of endearment for us is cunt.
Oh yeah, my mom hates it, but I love that word.
Extraordinarily different connotation in this country than in the UK.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is, but definitely around here, people do not like that word.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out the hard way when I was live on stream and I used that word and the stream just went silent.
Oh,
I was like, what have I?
yeah,
What have I said?
I do think there are a fair amount of people that do recognize that it is like functionally a very different term in the UK than it is here.
Oh, and Australia too.
Yeah.
We had an Australian band at the studio
Friends of one.
mid last year. I swear to God, every other word is cunt. It's fucking awesome. It was my favorite experience ever. And it's like
What?
the most loving thing ever. It's like just like, bro, I fucking love you, you cunt. Like I'm just like, yes, it's great.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
In Newcastle upon Tyne, every other word. Like I said, there is a handful of people who don't like it in the UK as well. But say it's term and term. It could be used for, like I say, if it's playful. It could be you know where you stand if someone is being a cunt. You just say it. You're a cunt. End of it.
Mhm.
Done. But that's it.
Hell yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for your time tonight. Anything that you wish to plug before we end our session?
I'd like to plug you for doing an interview with us at what
Hang on,
time
yeah.
is it?
Hang on,
Like,
yeah. I'm not that way inclined, guys. I mean, I'm a happily married man to a lovely wife.
My favorite
I'm just
there too.
joking.
I was like, wow, Colton. Like,
I like a.
Proper term
I
is
mean-
peg.
He said plug.
But no, thank you very, very much for doing this interview with us at, you know, it's what, 1 o'clock in the morning there? Or no, it's way later there, huh?
It is 4:05 in the morning, mate.
Yeah, 4 in the morning, right?
Damn.
Well, thank you for staying up and hanging out with us and letting us do this with you. And this
Yeah, man.
I've
super.
had many beers. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll probably end up crashing not long after we finish.
Yeah,
Good.
don't
At least
blame
they weren't energy drinks, man. Then you'd be awake for the next 24 hours.
No, man. No, plus I had a little granddad nap around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon as well, just to power us through as well. So it's all good.
Well, and also like I'd like to shout out to like my homies at Rev and my coworkers at the studio and also again Ben at Lost Future. Just the we're kind of surrounded by incredible people who have a lot of support for us, and that's really cool.
so this mystery studio that we haven't said the name of is called the Blasting Room, and like seriously, like thanks the Blasting Room for being like really cool and always welcoming, and all the dudes there are great. Other engineers came to our last show and everything, and that was good to see. And yeah, shout out to them.
Of course,
Excellent.
that Death Effects. It's been out 3 weeks.
Doubt it.
Got it. Yeah, we also have a music video that we haven't really announced yet, but that is coming. So when this is out, it'll probably have been announced or at least talked about a little bit.
Nice.
That'll be our friend Austin Day Videography.
Quickly, what's the date of that release?
We don't have one yet.
No date release yet. Fair enough.
So in the future,
Yeah.
What's the song name at least? Please say it's Fat Fuck. Not Fat Fuck. No, what's something for Fat Fuck? If you need a music video, if you need an actor, I'm game. I'll just sit there and just rub me belly through it throughout the entire.
I got a great idea for that video, man. I can't give it away, but hopefully we get to try it. It will take a little bit of special effects, but I think it'll be cool. Yeah. So
Nice.
Mike actually just came up with our American term.
I mean, the whole world
You
does
may have
have
heard
that
it.
TV show.
The whole world probably.
You may have heard it, but
Which is
They took her derb.
and they took a germ. They took it. Oh, man, a little bit of South Park, me, mate.
that's the American. That's the only one we got.
The thing that's funny is that I grew up in a very rural and very conservative part of the country, and like I heard that term like from people in a real manner in exactly that way before that episode came out, and that episode came out. Yeah,
It's funny because it's true.
it's funny because it's true, man.
Laughing at our pain.
It's crazy.
That plan.
Save us.
Disgraceful.
there's quietly like a little help me sign comes up right.
I'll just add it right at the end.
Hell yeah.
Like to
And where can we find where can we find the band? By the way, Instagram, Facebook, the usual social medias.
Yeah, all of them. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
What's the handle?
Everything is just "We Are Hated," and if it's not spaces in between the words, it's just periods.
We are hated.
Cool.
Yeah, you can find us wherever you listen to music. Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube,
Bandcamp.
Yeah, pick Bandcamp. If you buy the record through the Bandcamp, that really helps us. If you want to watch music videos, you go to the Lost Future YouTube channel. That's where all of our most recent music videos are. But we also have a YouTube ourselves with a lot of our old stuff on there. Yeah, anywhere you
Excellent.
scroll, you'll probably be able to find us too. We even have a red note to promote to in China.
Nice. No, it's not something I've never looked into personally, Red Note, but maybe it's down the line.
Cool, man. Chinese people
Yeah.
are really fucking nice. Like,
Cool.
First post on there was like, "I love your music. Please post more videos." And it was like 100 likes right out the gate. People were super fucking nice, man. It's really cool. Really cool.
So all links that you've just mentioned will be in the description of the video. Will be put on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you can get your hands on a podcast these days. And finally, I'll leave you with our Get Heavy creed, which is the rules of the pit, or the rules for life. When somebody falls, we pick them up.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.